Once upon a time, a small indie studio named Nintendo had the video game Super Smash Bros. Created. This game featured many different characters such as Mario, Green Mario, Yoshi, a furry, a pink ball, and a pink ball. After the first two Smash games, both pink balls seemed to fight for who could be the worser character in the game. But what if we went back in time when Jigglypuff, the true pink ball, was actually good? What if we give Puff the home field advantage by beating Pokemon Emerald with only Jigglypuff? The rules are as follows. I can only use Jigglypuff. That's it. Now, I will refrain from using items in battle, and I'll catch other Pokemon for HMs, but aside from that, it's free game. Except the game isn't free, unless you get it for free by going to certain websites and downloading the game for free. Except it's not free if the police show up to your door and make you pay for the game and fine you. But at least now you have Pokemon Emerald. Jigglypuff is not actually too bad on its own in Pokemon if the only Pokemon in existence is Jigglypuff. The only redeeming quality for the Puff is the health, and while it is incredibly high, especially for a non-fully evolved Pokemon, the defenses and everything else drag Puff into the realm of bad. Maybe the level up moveset is better now. The only moves that I see would even have somewhat of good impact are Body Slam, Rollout, and quite possibly, maybe, Dire Situation Rest. The first difficulty of the challenge is making the controls work for my liking. Alright, I fixed it. Some guy showed me some eggs and said that they have powers or something, but I'm only half paying attention, because I just can't stop thinking about the big Puff I'll get to use. By the way, using the Pokemon randomizer, I changed Mudkip to Jigglypuff instead, for the starter. This is because the challenge is beating the game with the balloon, not a thing. I set my name to be Beans because that is my online persona, and I'm off to the races. I'm in a truck, hopefully not towards Wyoming. Please not Wyoming. Please not Wyoming. Okay, thank goodness. My mother tells me to change the clock in my room. It makes me remember that I am actually illiterate and can't read a clock, but I get the time right. She tells me to look at the TV for her favorite show, AI Fruit Love Island, made by the same people who made the critically acclaimed AI Fruit Love Island, but it goes away before I can see it. Now, since my mom is having a total mental breakdown because of this, I go to my neighbor's house and barge in, getting questioned, going up to my future rival's room, find out she's female, and socially lock up. I decide that my Pokemon journey will start right here, right now, not in Wyoming. Turns out the professor's quaking in his boots against a weird raccoon thing, so I grab my future best Puffball, send her in, and... Turns out Jigglypuff doesn't learn an attacking move until level 9, being Pound. So what do? Since I'm quite, and I quote from my friends, intelligent, I decide the best way to do it is to randomize my first two moves. Granted, it will stink not having Sing, but I think I'll be okay, you gotta be kidding me. The one attacking move I get is Ghost Type. I re-roll the moves and end up with Rapid Spin and Counter. The Zigzagoon and I go back and forth with our attacks until my creature is better than the opposing creature. I win, and for my reward, I get the Jigglypuff, which I will happily name Big Gert. For the strange moves that I got, I will still use them because I genuinely do not care. These moves aren't good, but it's early game, so it doesn't exactly matter. The professor tells me his daughter can help out with my journey, so I venture out to meet up with her. On the way, I learn I have the ability Cute Charm, which gives the chance that, if the opposing Pokemon is of the opposite gender that hits me with the physical move, they'll become infatuated with my Jigglypuff. I don't blame these Pokemon at all. Have you seen Jigglypuff? I heal up and speak to May on the future route. I spin all over, and I try to absolutely demolish this Trico with the counter, but I fail, so I kinda just spin really fast and win. This man gives information on drugging my Pokemon and gives me a sample of a potion. I run back to the lab and receive my Pokedex in order to search the world for Pokemon. Do I really need more Pokemon? I already have the best Pokemon in the game, so who needs more? My mother gives me a pair of Air Jordans and I run over to Route 102. First order of business is to win against my first real opponent, Youngster Calvin. In the end, I spin really fast and win. Next trainer who will unfortunately face my little tiny ball is Rick. Rick? More like you suck. His worm spits some white stuff at my ball, but the silly worm gets infatuated. Doesn't matter since it's dead. Oh man, he has two worms! Dead. I heal back up and face yet another challenger, Alan. His spiky pocket monster is no match for my spinning pocket monster. Also, I've decided that Jigglypuff can use rapid spin because in the Smash Bros games, Puff's side taunt spins. It can be said it is a rapid spin too. Oh right, Alan had a bird. Keyword, had. Next on the chopping block is berries. Next on the chopping block is Tiana. I can't speak to women, so I command Big Gert to destroy her pet raccoon and mushroom. For my reward, I get Pound, which is a better move than Rapid Spin because it is stronger. I'm stopped by a freaking chud and get placed in front of my dad's gym. I begin to ask where the milk he went away for is, but yet another chud walks in and asks for help catching a Pokemon. I join him and he catches a not Jigglypuff. I forget about the previous interactions I've had with him. I continue on my way, but I first look at my reflection in the water. I went against a few more Pokemon, get some berries, and I see someone blocking my path. It's some woman, and since I cannot speak to women, I politely ask my pet to beat up her pet. Now I can enter the Petalburg Woods. If there's any bugs in this forest, Big Gert will kindly make them a little more damage than fainted. Hey Lyle. Bug Catcher Lyle. Bug Catcher Lyle has 4 dead bugs now. A man gets scared by someone. Who is the scary man? A Scientology expert. He's part of the Scientology organization, which we will bring down eventually, I think. The Scientologist dog is gone with the wind now, so I win. I make it out of Petalburg Woods, and the first thing I do is take berries on someone else's property. I then steal items from someone's store's backyard, and I fight a rich boy. He gives me lots of money after his pet is eviscerated. This guy, who is obviously LARPing as a fishing expert, has fish that can't even fight Big Gert. Easy meal. But alas, I'm finally in Rustboro City. I go to the Cut HM guy's house and he provides me with the good. Now something that caught me off guard was youngster Joey and his Machop. It kinda scared me, but since I am that guy, I won. Another little goof was when I took out youngster Johnson's Shroomish because it gave me poison. It scared me so much, I did nothing in the game for the next 3 minutes. Afterwards, I carefully calculated the path I would allow myself to take. Efficient in the time and distance from the Pokemon Center, but careful so I don't touch any grass, because I am a gamer. For the gym, youngster Josh was my first taste of a brick wall. My pounds did absolutely nothing. I thought I would lose, but Geodude got infatuated, which, can you blame him? I win, heal up, and go back to beating the gym cronies. If I disabled the tackles of the Geodudes, they wouldn't be able to attack me, so that's what I did. For the last Geodude of the second trainer, I used counter and get the tackle lead, which hashtag decimates the rock guy. Now we fight Roxanne. With a level 17 Big Gert, I head to the fight, not exactly prepared for what I have to face. Pounded Rapid Spin are not effective and counter is janky at best, but the fight starts as the previous multiple fights. Big Gert versus Geodude, except this one is level 12 instead of pathetic. Pound is pretty much nothing, but I hatch a plan in my mind, single digit IQ and all. I would disable the status move of the opposing thug, and I spam counter. I take a slightly tanky Rock Tomb and Rock Throw, but the Geodude folds when I counter. I realize Roxanne has 3 Pokemon, and I look at my health, and I realize I won't be able to take too much of a beating. I get hit with yet another Rock Throw, then Rock Tomb, and I'm at 2 health, 2.0, but the counter one-shots, and oh my goodness gracious, the slow health alarm is so loud! When the Nose Pass comes out, I heal with a Super Potion, taking me up to 52 health, but Big Gert gets absolutely sauced on, so back to 43 health we go. I use counter and fail, 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 and finally hit 2 counters, which negate the defense buffs of the Nose Pass, and I somehow win this tragedy of a fight. And this isn't even going to be the worst gym fight. We have the fighting gym next. Oh.